Hey guys, today I decided to film videos. Best intro ever. So I don't know what it is, but today is a very gloomy day, clouds and rain and nothing that eventually looks like sunshine. So I decided today would be a good day to film 3 videos in a row, and I'm very sorry for it. So the light won't be getting better, I guess, but I hope it won't be getting worse. So I wanted to show you books today, and I had a fantastic reading month of February, but I stumble over my words today like crazy. I don't know what it is, but I'm very sorry. So let's get into the books before I forget how to talk. The first one I wanted to talk about is this one. This is Rita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pete Brown, and it is called in English Wish You Were Here. So these books, this is a whole series of books, and there are tons and tons of books, but this is the first one in the series, and it is all about Mrs. Murphy, which is a cat, and her friend T. Tucker, which is a dog, and those two solve murder cases. So this is the first one, and they're just easing their way into solving crime. So I thought this would be kind of gimmicky, you know, it's just a cute cat story and stuff like that. But, you know, a series that is so popular and so large probably has more to offer. So I was very surprised when I actually read this book, and I really fell in love with it. I think it is very well done. And I feel like I've talked about it before, but I hope I have not. I confuse myself a lot. So yeah, about this book. So the story is really cute, and I really like the characters. This is not kind of a thriller kind of crime novel, but rather like a kind of fluffy, light, but still serious crime novel. It's not about, you know, oh my god, it is all so crazy and dark and somewhere out there is a murderer, no. But it is still very good, very well written. It's all about that very small village, and someone gets murdered, and there is a postcard connected to that, and the kind of owner of Mrs. Murphy and Tucker the dog, she is the girl in the post office, and so she realizes that the postcard has something to do with the murder. And yeah, it all starts from there. The cat and the dog are trying to help to solve this whole thing, but in the end they all have to work together, and it's all about the people that live in this village. So I think if you have ever lived in a small town, you probably can connect to kind of the overall theme of, you know, everyone seems to know everyone, but then there's always a dark secret. And yeah, I just thought this was a very well written and well thought out little crime novel, and I'm excited to get to the second one, which I also own, and it's on my TBR shelf for the next month. So we will see whether I can get to it soon, because right now I'm just not in the mood for something like that. Probably because of the weather. But yeah, it was really nice. I gave this one 4.5 out of 5 stars, really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this series. The next book I wanted to talk about is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, and I started reading through the books that I bought because of BookTube now, and this one was one on top of my list. I won this in the little challenge that I had with my best friend. We challenged each other to read 5,000 pages, and whoever gets it done first is wins a book, basically. So I wished for this book, and I got it for Christmas from her. So I started it and finished it and loved it, and I don't know, it's just a very different book. So it's about this girl, I forgot her name, I'm really bad with names, I'm sorry. I never actually realized there was a card or a map in front of this. Stupid me. So, we're talking about Cadence here. So Cadence is a girl. She is kind of in her teens, and I think Summer is 16 or 15 is the important one. I think 16. Yeah, 16. So she is part of a kind of rich family. You know, she has her granddad, and her granddad had 3 daughters, and she is the daughter of one of those. And every summer they return to this island and live there practically on their own. It's just a small island, as you could see from the map. And then something tragic happens, and Cadence is the only one that can't remember and the only one that knows all the truth about it. And so she kind of goes on this journey discovering herself and what has happened. And I have to say, I heard mixed reviews about this, because some people said it wasn't worth the hype and that they saw the ending coming very early. I did not. I was in shock. I have to tell you, I read probably the last half of this in the bathtub, and the water was so cold in the end, but I couldn't stop reading and get out. So it was so tense and crazy in the end, and I really didn't see it coming, and I really enjoyed it. So if you like kind of mystery stories, I think it's a great one. I really liked it, and I was surprised because, you know, usually with hype books I get very disappointed, but this one did not disappoint and I really like it. And so I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars, just because it put me in such a shock and such a weird mood. And yeah, I loved it. I have to say, I'm sorry. So, last book I want to talk about is All the Truth That's in Me by Julie Berry. And I bought this also because I heard of it on BookTube, and the reason I immediately thought I wanted to have it is because the main character has my first name. So I don't want to butcher it now, because I know that it sounds stupid in English, and I hate when people try to pronounce my name in English. So, you know, you have to read this book to find out what her name is, or you just look up a summary or something. But this is very different from what I thought it would be. I only knew that it's about, you know, 2 girls disappearing, and after 2 years one comes back and doesn't talk anymore. And it was very different. I thought this would be set in the time that we have now, but it's not. It's actually in America, and kind of the, is it colonial? I don't know, like the times when they first started settling over to the US and started their first villages there. So that's the kind of time that we have. It's not really written, there is no year and no place, and I think the town is fictional, so you don't really know where it is, but it's a kind of interesting setting anyways, because there is a lot of there's no feminism, by the way, so there is it's very easy to suppress women in that time. So this girl that has a name that is my name as well, which I don't want to pronounce, she disappears with her best friend, and you know from the beginning who did it, because it's not like she doesn't remember, which I thought it would be. I thought it would be something like the Mara Dyer stuff, where she doesn't remember and then slowly it's coming back. No, it's not at all. She does know what happened, but she is forbidden to talk. And you know who told her not to talk anymore, which is also very interesting. And so you have a lot in this book, and I have to say I loved it, and I really recommend it. I loved it so much. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars again, even though I would like to give it more stars than We Were Liars. But that didn't happen because there is only 5. But this book is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very powerful. I connected with the story, with the character, and not just because of the name. It was just amazing. I flew through it. I loved it so much. So the chapters in this are super short, and you can see like this page alone has 4 chapters on it. And I heard people complaining about it, and it wasn't perfect, but it didn't bother me too much, because I like that you can read this on the go very well, and you're just in the story quite quickly. So if you stop reading and take it back up again, then you're still in the story somehow. And I don't know, I just loved it so much. And it's about love, it's about family relations, it's about suppressing women, it's about sexual harassment, is that how it's called? And it's about a girl that is trying to fit in, but she doesn't. And I don't know, it's like, it is very deep, and I really don't want to give anything away because it was such a nice journey to see everything through her eyes and to get to know everything, the whole truth, just while the story passes along. And it's not what you would expect, but it is fantastic, and I think I haven't loved the book as much as I did this one in a while. So definitely recommend it, and the cover is gorgeous even though it has nothing to do with the story, but I like it a lot. And I was shocked when I got it because this page is shorter. You see that? And I was like, okay, something happened to that book, but I guess it is supposed to look like that, and it's kind of fancy but kind of weird at the same time. But yeah, definitely recommend it. I love it. Okay, so I have talked way too long, but I still have more to tell you because now I want to talk to you about the audiobooks that I listened to. And it was the second and the third book in the Artemis Fowl series. So I don't want to talk about the plot too much, but I didn't like the first Artemis Fowl book. I told you that in my last wrap-up. I read it and I didn't like it, and then let me think about that. Yeah. And then I started listening to the audiobooks. Now I think the audiobooks are way more enjoyable than the real books. I think it's very nice to listen to it, and it just fits with the story very well. I don't know. I think, yeah, the audiobooks are quite interesting to listen to, and I really like those. Still, the story doesn't really give me anything, I don't know. I really like listening to them, and I really want to finish the series just because I don't like unfinished business, but I'm not in love with it whatsoever. So I gave the second book 3 out of 5 stars and the third book 2.5 out of 5 stars. And I'm almost finished with the fourth one, but I will talk about this in my next wrap-up. Yeah, what else can I say? The second one was better because it wasn't about Artemis doing something wrong and then everyone else had to come and fix it for him. It was much more personal, and you got to know him a lot better, and I really liked that. So the third one again is the case that he did something wrong and everyone else has to come and save him, and I do not like this kind of stuff. You know, I don't think it's good for children to read books where the main protagonist just is a criminal and he's hurting other people and worse, and I just don't think that's age appropriate. So I think the second one was quite good, and the one that I have right now, the fourth one, is more in that kind of way again. So he's not doing anything wrong, but he's helping others, which I much more prefer. So I'm interested to see where this series is going, but I don't think I will ever give a book of this series more than 3.5 stars. It's just not for me, it's not my kind of thing. So that was very quickly the audiobooks, and now I wanted to show you what I'm currently reading, just in case you're wondering. I'm reading Bright Young Things by Anna Godbersen, whatever that is, and I'm not quite so far. I haven't even read 100 pages of it. I have trouble getting into it, I have to admit. Last night I watched Magic in the Moonlight with Emma Stone and Colin Firth, and it's kind of the same time period, so I thought maybe it would help me get into the feeling a little bit more, but I find the characters a little bit annoying, and I'm not quite sure about this one, but we will see. I haven't read a whole lot of it. I just started it a few days ago. So that would be all the books I wanted to talk about. I'm very sorry if this video is long, but I don't do like regular book videos, so I feel like I can do a little bit more longer ones if I do, and I hope you like them whatsoever. And yeah, hope you have a lovely day, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye!